Okay. So I'm actually gonna open this again just to have this. So we got Langris and YUNO information. Langris is a green attacker, which means he needs to be insanely good. Why is that? Well, if we go to Pride Win, we're gonna check as for the tier list, which I agree with for the most part, but not completely. We're gonna see here that we don't have a good green DPS that's like insane for doing damage. Jack is good, but not exactly for doing damage. He's more so used for stuns, and he needs to build up to even do like some remote damage. Where red has two amazing DPSs, I'd even consider Charmy to be a third, and blue has Julius, and Kyoto's still very good, and you could still use Yami, and then they have all these other units. But green is a very lacking color. Now, as for like the other ones, obviously, like as for the lower tiers, I'd say that there's probably more better green units, but overall, the red units are just higher value because of Noel, right? That's just how it is, and I'm pretty sure Yuno is going to solidify that with his red. So for Langris, he needs to be insanely good, insanely good. Now, there's another thing, another component that I'm not sure about. I'm recording this right before the banners come out, and the banner animation was the Fest animation that we had for Julius, the red one, whereas Yuno was blue, this means Langris might be a Fest or a limited unit. So we're gonna have to see. I'm just gonna get into it, but I don't think Langris is amazing. That's the thing. He should have been much better, and we're gonna go over attack scalings that just don't seem right to me. Anyway, so this is Langris's art. This is Langris's skill page, which kind of sucks. This is Yuno's art, and this is this is Yuno's skill page, which is pretty good. Now let's start with Langris. Okay, so all the skills are max level, and he is max dupe, which is going to be taken into consideration for the dupe passive. Now let's just start. The skill 1 is a single target, and it has a 50% chance to give yourself one special point. Okay, so he is gonna, to start off, he's gonna be a special point unit where he's gonna try to give himself as many special points as we can see from the skill 2, where he sacrifices 2 special points of the designated ally and gains 2 special points for himself. I put 2 S's, that's a bit yikes, but it's fine. He has a, well, at max level, there's a 13% chance for him to apply level 1 recovery received debuff to designated ally, which is basically to go alongside the fact that he chooses one ally, and that ally is going to be losing SP, right? As we saw in the first part, he's going to be losing SP, but he gains. Like the person you choose loses, he gains, and they also get the debuff effect, which, to be fair, kind of sucks, but if you're not running a healer either way, it doesn't really matter. Then afterwards, he gets a 55% speed increase for 2 turns, which is a pretty good thing. If his speed is high, this could be good, but you'd only use it turn 2 either way, so I wouldn't say it's like insane, right? I just don't really like it. Now the AoE, the first thing to note is that at max level, it's only 118%, which is lower than Liched AoE at 120. Even if it's by 2%, Liched is a season 1 unit. Langris is a season 5 that should maybe be a festival unit, which to me is a bit saddening, right? And if you consider it, Noelle is starting off at 90 and going up to 138, right? And because of what she does on her ult, her damage is absurd, right? So I don't really like that. But what it does, let's talk about it. So applies recovery block effect on enemies for 2 turns. That's pretty good. I gotta say, I actually do like that because of the fact that it's gonna stop Charmies from being insane because it's AoE. But if there's debuff block, then obviously this won't do shit turn 1, right? So that's a problem. Gives a 20% favorable damage increase to all allies, which isn't as crazy as like damage increase. It's just type advantage damage increase, basically. Level 3, reduce HP recovery by 40% on enemies for 2 turns, which, guys, if you block recovery, why are you reducing the HP recovery for 2 turns? The same amount of time as the effect for recovery block. Anyway, they also apply debuff block on self for 2 turns. To Langris, which is very good though, but I don't get it. I don't get what they were going for with his kit. It's not exactly amazing so far. The AoE at 118% is, unless he has like, okay, unless this guy, because of course we don't know the stats, but he should be magic because he fucking springs out magic shit from his what's it called? From his like hands, right? It's just he springs all of that out, which to me seems like magic. He needs to be like higher than Vanessa. Like he needs to be like burn level of stats, which is quite high for him to be decent in my regard. Because he's doing like slightly less damage than a Liched alt, but Liched gets pretty much guaranteed crits. This guy, what does he get? Favorable damage increase, which for him, we'll probably give him the 20% usually because there's a lot of blue units, but it's just not as crazy. It's not going to be doing the well levels of AoE alts, and it's probably going to be like, what is Julius's AoE damage? It's 75, so it's plus 20, 95. Okay. At least his debuffs, right? So 95, but definitely what I don't get is usually they separate, or not they separate, they balance the amount of attack percent like equally, but Langris's alt is very low. The combo at least removes barrier, that's always good. The LR passive is if HP is less than 30%, gain immortality. You always love to see it. And then at the start of turn, gain 2 special points, and when using a special move, regain 100% of HP, which I'm pretty sure you're going to get this at Duke 5. I don't really think it's worth it unless this guy's going to get to like 115 speed with high attack stats. Now, for having like a alt that shouldn't do too much damage, or like the damage that we need, right? Because the thing is, a blue team, what it's going to do, right? It's going to, if we really look at it, Mars is going to just tank. You're going to have a probably damage reduction unit. There's going to be Charlotte making it so you cannot crit, right? So if we just look at blue, right? She's going to constantly heal, right? And if you use the ultimate before most people attack, it won't matter that you have the recovery block because they're still going to have the debuff block up because of Mars. Like, Langris was supposed to be a counter to blue, but like, it's just not going to work, right? Because you've got either Kahono or Charmy who are going to apply defense increase and heal. You're going to have Charlotte who's going to stop crits, increase damage reduction, and counter. Mars is going to tank, right? William's going to apply damage reduction. Ghost is going to apply damage reduction. So that's just the thing. And also Charlotte silences. But yeah, definitely not the craziest in terms of everything I'm saying now. He gets 2 special points here, 2 special points here, and 1 special point here. It's like, for making it so that his AoE damage isn't that high, they didn't really put too much special points on him. And what's really stupid to me, when attacking an enemy with recovery block, debuff, attack after applying a 40% increased damage buff. This is at level 6 for the skill page, so you need a lot of dupes, but it won't really be that crazy. You need to, first of all, get the AoE, attack, apply the recovery block, and then get the AoE back in 2 turns for it to be useful. Because the only other attack skill is skill 1. So this skill page, don't even try going for it. I don't think you should go for it. Don't summon on Langris. Unless this guy like has a bunch of base speed and like is just really quick considering his speed, this skill page won't even be worth it, right? Because you have to already have the recovery block, and unless you're extending debuffs like AoE, it just won't be good. So yeah, Langris to me is a bit of a flop. We'll see him in game. Maybe I'll think of him better, but right now, early impressions, not that good. Now, Belle is really big. I just want to say, like, why the fuck is she that big? But anyway, I think that's a 3D model, right? YUNO is basically insane. That's what I'll say right now. So he's a silence and absolute silence unit. So if the enemy has a silence or absolute silence on skill 1, 70% chance to apply 20% increased stamina to yourself, which is very good. 20% is 20%. You can use that. And then skill 2, AoE. 50% chance to apply silence for 2 turns. That's actually pretty good on AoE for skill 2. Just applying that is nice, right? Especially when you consider the ultimate is a single target that guarantees absolute silence, taunt. Oh, I put taunt for 2 turns. It is not. It is not, okay? The taunt is for 1 turn. Yeah, my bad. Let me change that. But the taunt is for 1 turn. Okay, anyway, taunt 1 turn, that's what I wanted to mention. Now, let's go back. So, taunt 1 turn, but it also applies 36% stamina reduction, which is just gonna, like, disable this unit, because I also don't get why you apply the taunt, but I guess it's just because, like, listen, taunts, like, my main reason for, like, liking taunts is because of the fact that, you're able to stop buff effects or buff skills, but buff skills are either on skill 2 or ultimate, but you're stopping skill 2 and ultimate abilities from being used for 2 turns either way, but at least they're going to attack hopefully he has good defense. But the 36% stamina reduction is also going to be very good. Now, so far his kit's decent, right? But it gets even crazier. Okay, anyway, so also applies absolute silence guaranteed on the enemy for a combo. So if you apply it with someone who, like maybe Charlotte, who it has a good combo, you could put absolute silence on someone, which means two people could get the absolute silence for 2 turns. Is it 2 turns absolute silence? Hold up. My bad. I should have put that, but I did not check. So let me just make sure. 2 turn. 1 turn. Okay, so it's 1 turn absolute silence on combo, so it's not that crazy, but still pretty good for 1 turn. Okay, my bad. Anyway, this is when it gets crazy. The LR passive. If LR, you don't have to get any dupes. If all allies are power typing, gain 20% increased stamina at the start of battle. This is a Vault Assault. Vault Assault guarantees you 100% stamina, which means you are attacking next. He is going to be the PvP meta if you're going to run a red team. Bro, you know what you do? You run Sally, YUNO, Noelle, and Charmy, full red team. Or if we look at reds, like, I mean, we could get out of here. So Pride win. Full red, right? You could put, like, Noelle, Charlotte, YUNO, and then, who'd I miss? Sally, right? That's increased, like, just, you're gonna wipe him out pretty quick. And if not, you could use Charmy if you want double DPS. But damn, bro, this full red team getting to 100% stamina means you're attacking next without even having to, like, use a skill, which is insane. And then the do passive, when attacking an enemy with silence or absolute silence, give yourself 2 special points. And I don't know about the next part, but it says when attacking an enemy with absolute silence, give yourself the debuff effect to reduce 2 special points, which was very confusing. I don't know why it says that, but we're gonna have to see. We're really gonna have to see. The translation, I use Google Translate, like image Google Translate and my Google Translate on my phone, same translation. When attacking an enemy with silence or absolute silence, there's a 100% chance to give yourself 3 special points. How is it that YUNO gets more special points than fucking LANGRIS? On dupe, he gets 2. On skill page, he gets 3. That's already more than LANGRIS, who is supposed to be a gimmicky character who on the skill 2 sacrifices special points to give himself. If he got, like, attack boost on this too, it would have been a lot better, but yeah. LANGRIS doesn't seem to be the best. YUNO with his built-in Vaultos passive when it's a full red team. Like, this is literally Vaultos' ult, which was the reason why it was like, just top tier, which YUNO has built in. So yeah, I don't know why LANGRIS is the best unit. If he is, we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm going to end this here because I have to stream soon. If you're watching this, I'm probably streaming. If not, I've already posted a bunch of videos, so go watch the videos. Peace. So yeah, wait, last thing, probably do summon for it, honestly, if you have good red units, if you have your red units built. If not, don't really go for him because he's going to be mainly good around red units. But if not, what you could do is definitely run Noelle and YUNO together. They're going to both be, like, disabling units, right? So that's great.